Violent protest at the theatre. Tonight, Sikh protesters demand the withdrawal of the play they say blasphemes their religion. Written by a Sikh woman, Bezati or Dishonour is set for a sellout run, but with ethnic tension now rising, can the show go on? Good evening, this is Channel 4 News. The authors had death threats, this despite the Birmingham Repertory Theatre consulting Sikh elders and reading out their objections before each performance. Ahead of a police meeting between both sides, we debate whose freedoms are really being threatened by this row. The other main story tonight: more than 60 dead in Iraq's holiest Shia cities. Suicide bombers target Najaf and Karbala in the ruthless campaign to wreck the election. And here, the special advocate for terrorist suspects held without trial says he's quitting over what he calls the government's odious anti-terror laws.
And the other headlines tonight: England's cricketers get a tawdry time from South Africa's fast bowlers, leaving the first test finely balanced. And in football, a Sol Campbell cracker moves Arsenal to second place in the Premiership.
Sikh leaders in Birmingham have decided tonight that a play at a city's theatre must never be performed again and have pledged to carry on protesting until they get their way. They had been peacefully demonstrating outside the Birmingham Repertory all week, but last night they were alleged to have entered the theatre in scenes which were said to have become violent. They're angry at the black comedy Bezati, which depicts sexual abuse and murder inside a Sikh temple. But the Sikh community were invited to write a statement expressing their views on the play, which was then given to every audience member and also read out on stage before the show. The theatres alleging that the violence caused thousands of pounds worth of damage. From Birmingham, Jane Dodge reports.
It was the third night protesters had gathered, but this time tempers boiled over. Several hundred people tried to push their way into the Repertory Theatre. Missiles were thrown at police, security staff were attacked. A handful of demonstrators managed to break down a door, gaining access backstage, and then managed to smash equipment.
At the time, it was quite serious. There's 25 police officers and 400 people trying to breach those police lines. We soon got other resources to them, and the matter was dealt with very quickly, very sensitively and very professionally.
There was condemnation of those responsible for the violence amongst Sikhs gathering for prayers today, but no talk of compromise. Worshippers were signing a petition calling for the play to be cancelled. Amongst them, a teenager who'd been at last night's protest.
I was horrified because everyone laid down a vow to say that it would be peaceful, and it's just small people that let us down.
I'm offended because they've taken our Gurdwara, our religious, important things in our religion, and put them completely out of context.
The play, called Bezati, the Punjabi for dishonour, is a black comedy written by a Sikh woman. The problem is its setting. The action, which includes rape, sex abuse and murder, takes place in a Gurdwara, a Sikh temple. Members of the Sikh community and the theatre management have been in talks for the last month to try to reach compromise. The theatre have made some changes to the play, but not enough to reassure their critics.
They've paid lip service to us, and they've all the time been adamant that the play will have to go on, in the manner it is written. The playwright has chosen to write it and choose the setting in a Gurdwara, and that's what we're going to do. I made representation to the board, members of the board, and said, look, this is going to be offensive. Please, 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 please change the setting into a different thing. And it had no effect on them.
Ultimately, the Sikh community believe this play to be an abuse of freedom of expression. They're not alone. The three main political parties in Birmingham are backing them, as are the leaders of all the main faiths here.
I do feel that the rep could have been more responsive. And I think the heart of the matter seems to have been not so much the exploration of hypocrisy and hypocrisy in religious faith. I mean, we all live with that. We all have a fault line of hypocrisy running through us. But the fact that they persisted in locating these things right in the sacred space of the Sikh religion in a Gurdwara.
If the play continues, the demonstrations will continue every night. Every night the play is on. And there will be more and more angry people who will come along.
The theatre management issued a statement today deploring last night's violence, stating that it's caused thousands of pounds worth